know me. Like the spirits know me, and they're gonna come to me like the fake spirits. Like, why, Rashawn? Why didn't you think of me? What, I wasn't important enough to you?
I feel you.
You know, but I'm gonna go 3 Club style. I'm gonna go completely off the list on any topic we've covered within this topics of subtopic of deaths that really stuck with me, but not always in the best way. Like, just I've yet to get them out of my mind. And I'm not saying it's from a good movie. I'm not saying it's from a bad movie. I'm not even saying I care that much about the character. It's more like, if anything, this is sort of a shout out to whomever the director was to be able to stick. So
whoever you are.
So yeah, right. Whoever you are, which is so easy to find, and I can totally just look up right now. But I'm not doing that because I'm talking about how you fucking gave me weird PTSD. So Zach, rest in peace. What's his name? The guy who played Zach in Alpha Dog. Crap, I forget his name. But he died a couple years ago. Got crushed by his fucking Jeep.
Fucked out his own Jeep, ran him over.
But in Alpha Dog, I don't know if you ever saw the movie, but it's absolutely haunting how he's sitting there screaming for his life. And they're basically like, I'm not sure we can do this, but they still know they have to kill him. And he's like begging, it's this back and forth. And I don't know, it just stuck. Like, it almost really did feel like the guy was going to die.
It's Anton Yelich, by the way.
Anton Yelich.
He also played Chekhov in the new Star Trek.
In the new Star Trek, yeah. So just the way he was screaming for his life. And the same way, but in a really shitty movie. And this is kind of going to my point about like the dearth of quality in sci-fi that we're constantly being stuck with. And then having to look back like, oh, I guess it wasn't that bad. And I'm like, yeah, if you eat a bunch of shit, bologna sandwich is really going to taste great. Y'all... I'm telling you, I could go all day on really bad 90s sci-fi movies because I watched a lot of them. But a Michael Paré classic called Moon 44.
Moon 44?
What's up?
You fucking went to Moon 44? No shit, dude.
Yeah, which, by the way, talking about topical, we just freaking flew a helicopter on Mars.
Exactly.
Moon 44 is about freaking helicopters on this distant moon.
Distant moons, exactly.
This mining colony. And so there you go, Fink. Thank you for not leaving me out there by myself. But
I got you when it comes to bad sci-fi. I got your back.
Thank you, brother. So it's at the end of the movie. You think all these, like, basically part of the cast is a bunch of kids. Like these teenagers who kind of got shipped off because of video games and they're really good at controlling things remotely. Also topical because it's not like that's half our Air Force right now. Mm-hmm. But so it's nothing but these kids and then also Michael Paré. Anyway, towards the end of this movie, you think everyone lives, but for some reason there's a malfunction inside the fucking base. So mind you, they're flying helicopters out there. They're not in the helicopters. One of the helicopters fucking crashes. You think everyone's safe, but a malfunction in the fucking base happens and a piston shoots through this character's his chair, and fucking impales him. Yeah. And I'm like, whoa, this is fucked up. Hold on. Wait a second. You can't even be safe in your own base? You can't even be safe remotely? What the fuck's the point of being remote? I might as well be in the goddamn helicopter. If you're going to tell me I'm going to die randomly by some shit, who designed this, by the way? Who fucking designed this? Who decided to have some piston area in the back of my goddamn spine? What was it there for? Was it hydraulics? Did I need to fill the fucking ride? Was this some shitty-ass fucking low cinema, ride cinema thing that they used to put in the late 90s? Think you know what I'm talking about because I was at Natick Mall. Fucking, I don't know, man. That just fucked me up. It really did fuck me up. It was like there's no safety in movies anymore. I mean, I was like 8 when I saw it, or maybe 9. I don't know, man. It was some fucked up shit.
They had to give you a moment. They had to give the whatever the co-pilots were on Moon 44 some sense of urgency. They had to have a reason to want them to help get their pilots through, I guess.
The whole idea was for them to be remote, like they talk about it in the movie. This is how we save people. Come on.
But how many?
Clearly, it's not.
I knew Gary. Gary owes me money. Like, how am I?
You shot Harry.
Yo, this stinks. How am I gonna work right now? This is.
To bring it back to Alpha Dog for you for a second. I mean, I think one of the things I loved about that movie and that movie Death is the entire film leads up to that death. And so much so that as they're walking by people, you see their names, just even random people on the street, they will flash their names on the camera because it's based on a true case. So they'll flash the name of the person. They'll say witness number, they start with 1 and they work their way up to like 22, 23, because it's a story of a murder that was completely ill thought out and just dumb.
Oh, it did not need to happen.
Totally didn't need to happen. A bunch of dumb shit kids who just kept letting shit get out of hand, right? That's the whole thing. But I think that's the effectiveness of the death is it's coming through the entire movie. You get to know the kid and you get to see all these people as it's happening leading up to it who are going to, end up being part of the trial, right? That's so I just, good, another, I still can't believe you brought up Moon 44. Holy shit. I thought I was like literally, because that was a straight to video, as you say, Michael Pear or Pere. How does he pronounce his name? I don't even fucking know.
I feel like he somewhere down the line knew that he wasn't going to pull off a Joe Dirt, it's French type pull, and he's going to Pear.
Because I had a friend whose last name was Pear, and I feel like I knew him during the time they were absolutely no relation, and I feel like he was trying to do the Pere like Joe Dirt.
Yeah, I think my man was like basically like, look, call me whatever you want, just give me a job.
Just give me a job. Well, I will have to maybe do a whole episode on him because he has one of the most underrated films ever.
Eddie and the Mechanics?
I was actually, Eddie and the Mechanics is really good. I was going with Streets of Fire. Streets of Fire is one of my favorites. Just a totally under the radar film that probably most of the people listening to have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. And it's really one of those movies you should actually still go and watch. It has an absolute shit ton of talent in it. A really decent plot, cute, has Willem Dafoe for fuck's sake as the bad guy, which need I say more? And a movie you should watch. But all right, I'll reel myself back in. I'm gonna reel myself. Gonna resettle myself here.
I always wonder, is Willem Dafoe like the bad guy in his real life? Like, does he show up to his kids' plays and everyone's like, oh, hey, how you doing, Mom?
That's probably it's like
just an automatic reaction.
It probably is. It's probably just unfortunate. It's like him and Christopher Walken. One of the funniest Simpsons things ever was they go to a book fair and Marge is with Maggie. She says, "Look, Maggie, it's Christopher Walken reading Goodnight Moon."
Oh yeah, Goodnight Moon, Goodnight Moon, Goodnight Cow, jumping over the moon.
Moon, children, stop with the scooching.
Yeah,
and it's just like. It is probably a problem they face in their real life. They're probably the nicest people in the world, but there's just something about them that everyone's like, okay, I'm going to take a step back now. Reeling myself in, bringing it back in. I'm going to end on the list of the death that you truly fucked up, that you had an opportunity to make mean something or try to make mean something, and then you fucked it up so bad. And I'm not going to go where you think I'm going in this, but hear me out. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Ooh. And I'm not talking about Spock, because that's part of the problem, is you had one of the most meaningful deaths of all time, which of course you undid in the next movie. But regardless of that, we didn't know that was coming. In that film, there's a brief shot of an ensign, and I'm forgetting his name. I'll have to go back in it. But the problem is there was an entire subplot with this, and it was like they were trying to fix all the problems with Star Trek in and of itself through the years. Star Trek is great science fiction, does bring forth the questions. It is there for adults. I hope I got one friend of mine listening to this, because we go back and forth between Star Wars and Star Trek all the time. He's like, Star Wars is nice, it's for kids. Star Trek is for adults. All right, it's a position. We'll duke it out. We'll go back and forth. But one of the things about Star Trek is always the random red shirt. We've known it for years, right? Ensign, I was going to say Ensign Smith. Ensign Jones.
I know.
What the fuck?
There's no hiding it.
Somebody got to die.
But nevertheless, we all knew, even though all of us were born after Star Trek was on first runs, but we all watched all the originals on repeat, on reruns. was that they had this red shirt that was going to die. And you knew it. You just knew it as soon as you saw him because you'd never seen him before and you knew you were never going to see him again. Right? Mm-hmm. It would all main characters, all speaking guys, all guys you got to know. Like, you know, they weren't going to kill Mr. Sulu. You knew they weren't going to kill Chekhov. You knew sure shit they weren't going to kill Spock until they did, right? Which is supposed to, right? So that makes this death of this character all the more so. And in it, the ship gets attacked by Ricardo Montalban. Just playing the shit out of Khan. God, I love that, man.
I love saying his name.
Ricardo Montalban. Absolutely. I mean, it just says man crush, right?
I'm gonna be honest. In that movie, that wasn't the death that meant anything to me.
No,
when Spock or the other guy. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, but that's the whole thing. Is that it's. They show this incident at one point. Kirk asks him a question point blank, and he's going on about it. Hold on. Oh, I just got a massive cramp. Woo!
Leave this in.
Oh,
yeah, we gotta leave this in.
Yeah, leave this in.
Oh, I just got the worst goddamn Charlie horse in my hamstring. Ooh, that sucks. Okay,
leave this right in. Where it is.
Yeah, that's it. How could I? Yeah, I don't know. I'm making no promises, but
leave that shit in.
That was real, people. That happened. That's just as it happens. Man, that sucked. Like I was totally like coming to the emotional head here. But Kirk asks him a question, a snap question, and he answers it, whatever, and he's working down in the engineering department with Scotty, and the ship gets shot up by Khan, and then Scotty walks in with the bloody body in his hands. And then they have the whole bit with him dying in the sick bay, and he's like, are you given the order, sir? Right, and they have the. I was
so hoping you were going here when
they have the real uniforms, but the problem is that they left on the cutting room floor everything that made this death meaningful, and then of course nerds like myself would go and read the novelization of the book, and that you would later find out. That's Scotty's nephew, right? And that's the whole point. And like suddenly this scene does take on more weight, right? That Scotty, who's a lifelong Starfleet officer, right? And is down there and is now bringing up the next generation, has to go tell his, sister or brother or whomever that their child is dead, right? And that's there's a real scene of poignancy. But they left it in without the context. So it's really just feels like it's trying to artificially pull on our heartstrings. And then they go on to then kill Spock so that you completely forget about the other, right? So now you're here absolutely, like, oh my God, they just killed Spock, and you get the best eulogy of all time given by Canada's own William Shatner. My God. Okay. The only other thing I can add to my own death is I want William Shatner standing there, just all the people in all the worlds. He was the most.
Fink, I gotta stop you right there, man. William Shatner is like 97. So for that to happen, man, you're putting a real short fucking wick on your handle. Can we ease up on that?
Cryo freeze him, and I just want him to say human. Human, just in that way, just that gut-wrenching way, man.
That just got morbid.
I don't know. I think, he just turned 90, I think it wasn't he? Was it 90 or 92? I don't know, something like that. He just crossed over into his 90s. Who knows?
Not young enough to be around for your freaking eulogy.
He'll probably outlive a wife, though. Another wife or two. I don't know. I'm just saying. If I were a betting man, if he's got a wife, I'm putting money down on her. That not making it through before he does. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. For me, it was Ricardo Montalban's death.
Absolutely.
From hell's heart, I stab at thee.
Click.
For hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee. Oh my God. Yes. I've seen Patrick Stewart deliver that line. I've seen Gregory Peck deliver that line. I've heard Orson Welles deliver that line.
Wow.
And you know what? When Ricardo Montalban as Khan delivers that line, I feel like, all right, fair enough. He's not literally on top of a whale. But the point is, when he delivers that line, yo,